gaming PCs. Everyone wants one, no one can afford one, right? Wrong. First thing you need to know, you don't need to get an RTX 3090 to play the latest PC games. You may have heard that to get a quality gaming experience, you need at least 60 frames per second. That's just not true. If you can be satisfied with 5, 10, 15 frames per second, you can play a lot more games. All right, let's go. All right, here we go. This is the Dell Inspiron 1564. It's a Dell laptop from, I'm gonna say 2007, 2008-ish. We have the i3 processor, Intel. As for RAM, this came with 4 gigs from factory. One of the 2 changes I've made to it is doubling that, so we now have 8. As you can see, is it's on a copy of Windows 10. This came with Windows 7. So first up, we'll try Bus Simulator 16 here. Just remember, we're on a budget here, so is it pretty? No, it's not pretty. We're on a 15-year-old laptop here. Gotta keep that in mind. Is it playable? I would say yes. Again, I can see what's going on. You know, we're driving along. And remember, we are on integrated graphics here. This is Intel HD graphics, which, if you ask any PC gamer, is not too high. Okay, let me hit that.
I need the RAM, please.
I just want to show here that it's possible to play PC games for a very, very low price. And this laptop does everything else perfectly fine. I mean, browsing, streaming, you know, Microsoft Word, it'll do all that. And for some people, that's all they need. Even with something like this, a 15-year-old machine with a pretty crappy battery. What I'm trying to say here is that PC gaming is incredibly cheap compared to the competition if you don't just look at the latest generation. You know, I can almost guarantee you haven't played all the games from the last one or the one before. We go to aspect ratio, and we pick 4:3, 800:600. Now, to me, this is really all that matters. If this computer could play Skyrim and nothing else, I would still keep it around. Back in my day, we didn't have the Nintendo Switch. There was no portable Skyrim option besides a laptop. Are you fucking kidding me? We went on a road trip, a vacation, and it was at least 10 hours, if not more. You know, I live in the Midwest. We drove to the East Coast, pretty much. And that whole car ride, guys, you want to know what I was doing? I was doing this. It'll run on a potato. It really will. And I know people knock it for being re-released every year on the newest machine and special edition and cool edition and Switch edition and PS5 edition, but if you just get the original. At that time, I was using a 360 controller just because, you know, the car's bouncing around everywhere and mouse and keyboard not the best option. But if you're not in a car, you know, PC life, dude. Use your keyboard, use your mouse. Guys, this video is sponsored by Razer. Use code John for 50% off any Razer product. Definitely one of my favorites, if not my favorite game, Skyrim. At almost 20 frames per second. And it's not perfect, And, you know, we are in the square. We are at low graphics, but it runs. And that's all I am asking of this machine. So this is Race 07, a 20-year-old racing game that was made for Windows Vista. Honda, of course, represent. I mean, who doesn't love racing games? I like racing games. Forza Horizon 5, well, I can play that on my rig at home. It will not start on this. The only bad thing about PC games is the DirectX compatibility. I'm not a programmer, but I guarantee you there's a way to get this machine to play Forza Horizon 5 with DirectX 11. But it won't even try. Got our controls, and 33 FPS. Now that's a quality frame rate if you ask me. I mean, once upon a time, 30 was the standard. Now everyone's spoiled. They want 60. Some even want like 140. I say that's too much. Let's bring it back down. Let's say 10 or 20. It feels like I'm driving a car. We're good. I can tell I'm in a car driving on a racetrack. We got the tachometer. We got the lap. I mean, GTA 5 came. They put it on every system and they don't do anything new. So here we have GTA 4. GTA 5 will not run, like I said. It will not even attempt to run on a machine like this, because it needs that DirectX 11. Whereas GTA 4 here will run on a DirectX 9 graphics card. So we have the option. Not the best option, because, you know, 7, 8 frames per second. And, you know, I finished the game on these settings, at this resolution, these graphic settings, you know, certain missions that I have to play like 5 times just to be able to get through because of the abysmal frame rate, especially when there's a lot of NPCs, a lot of guns, explosions, cars, whatever, which you know is a big thing in GTA. So when that was the case, it took patience. The alternative to GTA 4 is to go back to the trilogy that we have here. It's kind of the name of the game here. Don't be fooled by these re-releases, these remakes, these special edition, definitive edition. Because more often than not, they will be using a new engine, and you won't be able to run it on the old hardware of a machine like this. For example, the Mass Effect Legendary Edition. I would not be able to play that on this laptop, while I have played Mass Effect 3 multiplayer on this laptop. This is GTA Vice City. Takes place in Vice City, the equivalent of Miami. But look, I mean, look, we're hitting 40. What more can you ask for? It's a Grand Theft Auto game. It takes place in fucking Miami. In the 80s. If you haven't watched Miami Vice, please go do that. Fantastic show, and that's sort of the namesake for this, I think. But if you look at this game and all you see is like blocky cars and buildings and, you know, a sky that's not very interesting to look at, you're spoiled. I'm sorry, but you are. I mean, this is crazy. I can play this on a laptop. It's 3D, and no issues whatsoever. I can pick my own goddamn password. This was the first computer game that I bought. This is what they call an RTS, a real-time strategy game. I'm just gonna pick one here. look at this. If you're telling me this is not good enough for you, 20, 30 frames, StarCraft, we got all this like fire shit going on. You know, it's 3D buildings. We got like the barracks, bunker, whatever it's called. The what is that called? Vespine gas. That's what it's called. And then like the base, the command center here. I mean, sell your PS5, sell your Series X, sell your 3090 because you don't need it. Guess what? Literally $7.22. Guys, that's it for today's video. If you enjoyed, please subscribe, smash the like button, leave a comment. Alright, if this video gets 5 likes, I will give $5 to one random lucky subscriber. That's how certain I am that nobody will watch this video. But if you did, guys, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.